Everyone, welcome back to Friday Crypto. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, then compare it to maybe some fractal pattern that's forming on the 4-hour chart. Look at the similarities and kind of blow your mind a little bit. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon for more content than what you see, more help navigating this market. So let's get right to it. The 200-week EMA is certainly our line in the sand. Been holding resistance for a couple days now. So the weekly candle, right? This is this week. We went up above it, first time above 25K since last summer in June, right over here, right? So, good headway. Maybe the clouds, the storm are clearing, the blue sky may be just ahead, or we may be getting ready for a bigger storm. We are in a resistance zone now. So going all the way back to that May drop, that initial drop, and now that initial bounce off of the lows back from June, we bounced right into that 25K area. Got slapped down again. Here's the FTX week and kind of slow recovery. I move out of it. And here we are again testing not only this zone where we have before, but now we're at the 200 week, which traditionally is going to be where you can get more bullish if you can hold that and flip it to support. So anything closing above 25K would get us out of the 200 week and, on and, to greener pasture, so to speak. So that's what we're watching for this close. But has this been rejected? No. What's a rejection versus just resistance? Well, this is resistance so far. We could continue up. A rejection would be if you come back down and take out of this low, right? So if we come down, this closed at 21,789. So if you see whenever, next week, this week, 10 weeks from now, if we come back and, if we just do something, like this and then move down, right? Then this was the rejection. It's not a rejection until you make a new low. This is just resistance so far. So don't panic, right? Just because we're coming down here. We've put in a hell of a move from November to now. So just patience, right? Bitcoin's never going to make it easy. And, once we clear this and flip it to support, I think that's going to be where the bears die and the bulls come out in a bigger way. So patience there. Now, as we mentioned, the fractal pattern, what's playing out, right? I noticed this morning. So weekly, right? You're well familiar with this at this point, I would think. Now, what do we see here? Well, see this kind of double bottom here, right? This nice smooth bottom after the move down, right? And then we had this huge move up. And then a kind of just a breather, and now move up again, right? Weekly, no big deal, but remember these moves, right? The move down, soft double bottom, bounce, super bounce up, take a breather, and then move up again, okay? No big deal, right? Let's go look at the 4-hour. So this is much more closely zoomed in to that candle, right? What do we see here? Look how similar this is over the past several days. This is pretty mind-blowing here, right? The move down, right? The little soft baby bottom, the explosive move up, a cool down, and then look at this starting to lift back up again. So on the weekly, what did this do? The weekly chart, we exploded right way back and took out this high. So the 4-hour chart, if it's going to continue to rhyme and be a fractal pattern, we could maybe expect this 4-hour chart to go absolutely berserk here. Could we be at 25K in the next maybe 4 to 8 hours? That would still be a pretty good rhyme here, right? So we're getting ready to close this candle. So depending on when you watch this, maybe you already know. So this candle's closing here. Maybe the next candle does something like this, and the next candle does something like that, going into the Friday close, right? The daily close. We will see. But so far, that is pretty eerily similar in moves. So that is what we call a fractal pattern. Patterns tend to be fractal across multiple time frames, and now we are seeing that pretty oddly similar, right? Crazy to me to see it on the weekly and the 4-hour. Kind of rare to see it that spread apart. Usually the time frames being the daily to the weekly or the 3-day to the day, right? You can get those patterns, but to have a super short time frame mimic a super long time frame like this is pretty awesome to see. So we will see how this ends up playing out. Watch your weekly close. We'd love to close above 25K. That would be huge win for the bulls again. But if we don't, no big deal. Don't panic, right? As long as we're above the 21-week EMA, currently at 20,800, green pastures, blue skies, fairy tales, pixie dust, all that good stuff. We're still there. Okay, don't panic. Now, when would we panic? If we close under this high right here. That was when your spidey sense should start tingling. We have some bigger issues if we go under 21K. So alert that, jot that down. If you can't remember 21K and you got the brain of a goldfish, just maybe put a note down. All right, so that is Bitcoin wrapped up in a nutshell on the weekly. The indicators still looking pretty strong. We got our momentum up, RSI gaining strength, MFI gaining strength, right? MFI has volume calculated in as well. ADX and the I looking good. We cross bullish. We need to see that ADX really start to move up though. We're getting divergence out of the bulls and bears, so that's good. How about the Fisher transform, right? Looking like it's trying to bounce. It looked like it wanted to curl over earlier in the week, and now it's trying to maybe, not so fast. So watch for that on the weekly close. That's on Sunday, 2 days, 9 hours. And the rest will kind of unfold itself. Watch more charts, watch less chats. That's the theme for your life. Let's see what else we got. Quote of the day. Do exactly what you would do if you felt most secure. Great quote. Think about that one. Car of the day. And the very subtle chartreuse. Aston Martin Vantage. And I really like this car. For the price, I think you can get them like brand new for about 150K. I know it's still extreme, but for an Aston Martin brand new for 150, I think it's probably the best bang for your buck for a brand new kind of a high-end car. And I just so happen to have one right there. The one that's glowing. All right, that's that. Verbatim. All right, so that's, Bitcoin, quote of the day, car of the day. Hope you liked it. Thumbs up if you did. Helps out the algorithm, right? I believe. That's what I've been told. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching this long if you have. Happy Friday.